Guys, let's talk about the game two breakdown between the Warriors versus the Wolves. What went wrong for Golden State? So, quick recap lang no guys. Big storyline dito. Steph Curry was sidelined with the hamstring injury. Sabi nila it's gonna be a week. Siguro before they could reevaluate, I don't think Curry is coming back until maybe game 4, game 5 at the earliest. Or maybe not even at all in this series. Kasi alam natin how serious a hamstring injury could be. Naisip ko rin yung the time na si Chris Paul was with the Houston Rockets. Nagka-hamstring injury siya. Never came back after that one. Anyway, nagsimula tayo dito with the Wolves dominating 170 to 93. Now the series is 1-1. They're now headed to San Francisco for game 3. So paano ba nagsimula tong dominance ng Wolves? No? How did they have this victory na very convincing without Curry? The Warriors offense stalled. They don't know how to operate with him na in terms of a playoff setting. And Minnesota's improved three-point shooting with Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley. They were able to get the separation they needed sa simula pa lang. And at the same time, yung crowd nila sobra into it, really engaged. That was a momentum na dire-diretso up until the third quarter, which we're gonna talk about later. Not only that, not only the offense, the defense set the tone. They held the Warriors to just 15 points in the first quarter. So, discussion point dito na pwede ko i-share sa inyo is that can the Warriors realistically create offense without Stephen Curry? Did the Wolves expose their dependency on Steph? Remains to be seen. We're gonna see that in games 3 and 4 kasi I know to be sure na Curry coming back in those games will be close to miraculous. Draymond Green drama again. Draymond Green elbowed Naz Reid, guys. He receives a technical foul. Draymond had an emotional response to it. He was also arguing with the refs. The Warriors need Draymond Green. They cannot afford a Draymond Green suspension. You're already down one star in Stephen Curry. Now I know na you guys are aware that Draymond Green is a bit of a head case whenever he's on the court. May mga nangyayaring gulong ganito. Hindi natin makakalimutan that Draymond Green used to, ano yun yung parang nasakal niya si Rudy Gobert in a regular season game. Hindi yun mawawala sa utak nyo. Hindi rin yun nawawala sa utak ko. But for us to deny if he's important or not, definitely he is important. Even though na medyo shaky yung three-point shooting niya, although this playoffs, maganda yung shooting niya, especially against the Timberwolves. If he gets suspended without a Stephen Curry, di might as well just call it a night. Ibigay nyo na sa Timberwolves tong series na to. Now, I'm a bit afraid of Anthony Edwards' injury scare, no? So, Edwards injured his ankle after a collision with Trace Jackson Davis. There's a bit of panic sa Minnesota. But he returned for the second half because you cannot, delikado kasi if you don't have Anthony Edwards. In a way, your offense becomes a bit predictable with Julius Randle. And for sure, Knicks fans would know what it means, what it feels like to have a first option like Julius Randle. And then siguro Jaden McDaniels can give you those occasional, not occasional, can give you those outbursts of 30 points, but to give you 20 plus points on a night-to-night basis, only Anthony Edwards could do that. Same for Randle, pero si Randle kasi pag na-check mo naman na sa defense, mas kaya mo siya i-contain more than an Anthony Edwards. So, still, Anthony Edwards, despite the ankle injury, had 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. What I could ask you guys here na pwede nyo i-share sa comment section or comment down below is that did Edwards' quick return inspire Minnesota's second half confidence? Or do you feel like kahit hindi na bumalik si Anthony Edwards, do you feel like Minnesota would still run away with this game 2 victory? If you guys forgot, the Warriors had a third quarter run, 16 to 6 to cut the Wolves lead from 22 points to 7. Ito yung parang brief surge na nakita ko na okay, is this one of the Warriors runs without a Stephen Curry this time? Jonathan Kuminga had a standout performance. 18 points, was aggressive. He hit that corner three. Kala ko, oh my gosh, ito na ba yung game na Steve Kerr has no choice but to play Jonathan Kuminga in the next few games? That remains to be seen. Hanggang wala si Stephen Curry, I feel like Jonathan Kuminga will get those 20 plus minutes. Am I pushing it? 16 to 20 plus minutes. Although Jimmy Butler had a double dribble turnover, which shifted the momentum back to the Timberwolves. And what I would ask you guys here is na pwede nyo again share sa comment, you guys could share in the comment section is that was Steve Kerr's rotations choices in the second half questionable? May hindi ba kayo nagustuhan sa mga rotation niya? May mga nagulat ba kayong players that played in the second half? And did Kerr abandon the hot hand too quickly kay Jonathan Kuminga. Remember, Kuminga actually had a hot hand in the third quarter. Do you feel like kinalimutan agad ni Steve Kerr yun? Do you feel like sana mas binabad pa ni Steve Kerr si Jonathan Kuminga? Lastly here, or not lastly, next up is medyo passive si Jimmy Butler, no? Medyo yung lack of intensity ng Warriors was noticeable. Jimmy's passive. Jimmy was passive. 17 points. He was hesitant to attack. Possibly still injured. Remember, he was coming off from an injury entering this series. There was also lack of urgency from the Warriors starters na napansin ko, no? Si Brandon Pajemski, Moses Moody, Draymond Green na alam nyo na nga na nagka-technical foul kanina. And then Buddy Hield struggling. Yung Buddy Hield naman, guys, you cannot expect him to give you 20, 30 points on a consistent basis. Buddy Hield will come back to earth eventually. And it happened in this game na Jaden McDaniels was on him. Makakaporma ka ba? Like, knowing Buddy Hield's limited offensive creativity, it's gonna come back to earth, especially without Stephen Curry. The impact of the rookies and bench players stepping up briefly, like Jackson Davis, TJD, and Jonathan Kuminga. So, kay Jimmy Butler, what do you think? Anong napansin nyo? Does he mostly look injured? Is he just cautious na kinakapahan na lang nila yung opponents sila heading into game 3? Or was he just simply not assertive enough? And I think we gotta give credit to the Wolves stars, no? Julius Randle had 24 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. The Wolves outstanding three-point shooting. They were 16 for 37. It's completely different from what we saw in game 1. Right? Nickeil Alexander Walker's energy was crucial during the key third quarter run wherein their lead was cut to 7, but thankfully there were guys that stepped up for the Wolves and ultimately they never looked back nung nakalapit yung Warriors. Nagmumukhang X factor talaga to si Julius Randle from what I have seen. No, I know he's a star, but whenever he plays like this, it's almost a sure Minnesota win. So looking ahead, anong susunod for both teams? So now the series will shift to San Francisco. We got Curry. Curry will most likely 99.9% will be out for games 3 and 4. The pressure is now on the Warriors role players to perform without Steph. They're at home. So of course the pressure will shift to the defending home team. Can they protect home floor? Can they get one? For me, the best scenario is they make it 2-2. Because sobrang labo na ma-3-1 nila ang Minnesota without Steph. That is some mighty choking from Minnesota if they lose, no? Can the Warriors survive at home without Curry? What adjustments do Kerr and Golden State need? Let me know in the comments. And lastly, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you heard this on Spotify, follow 5-star rating. Thank you so much. Solo pod lang tayo today. Solo episode here. And see you all next time. Peace.